Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Happy Bringling. Welcome once again to Bringle Blended Meetups and Blended Learning Platform. Myself, Anshab Jain, who I've been working on a mission now to transform 1 billion lives, 1 million businesses, and 100 unicorns. And this is our vision 2020 to 2030, which we are working and trying to achieve that dream with our top 100 mentors club. And one of our exclusive mentor, Burhat Buch, is there with us to talk about on a very exclusive topic. Future is now, a step towards Industry 4.0 holistic transformation. What is holistic transformation all about? What is digital transformation? What is lean journey? What is lean manufacturing? What is design thinking? What is emotional intelligence? All these questions would be answered in today's discussion. And definitely there would be a very special offer available at the end of this session, which you would not like to miss because this is going to be only one time offer for you. So with this, I would like to request Burhat to, give a little introduction about himself and then take this journey towards Industry 4.0 transformation.
Thank you so much, Ansha, for inviting me once again. It's been a pleasure working with you and the community. You're bringing in a lot of good stuff, and I'm sure all the mentors working with you are benefiting immensely out of this. Hello, friends. My name is Bruhad, and I call myself a futurepreneur. I've been working with a lot of corporates, SMEs, MSMEs, individual people, freelancers, the education sector, and all for transforming their lives. Now, transforming their lives in terms of their personal life as well as professional life, be it a student, be it a homemaker, be it a corporate professional, be it a freelancer, or be it an entrepreneur. I have been helping them to think beyond today. The problem with most people is we take steps when the problem comes. And that is where most of us, sit back, relax, and wait for somebody to take a step forward so that we can then emulate those steps and see whether it's successful for us or not. And that is a myth, and that is a belief that I have been busting in most people, most businesses, and most corporates and educational sectors today. What I'm going to be talking about today is something which is going to be appalling for you to hear, because I'm starting with some data points. And these data points are coming from none other than BCG. BCG is Boston Consulting Group, and this is about digital transformation and moving towards Industry 4.0. What has happened is they've taken a number of projects for digital transformation in the last 2 to 3 years. And in those 2 to 3 years, only 26% of people have seen that the digital transformation is happening, which means immediate application is happening and digital transformation is in. Out of those 26%, more than 80% of the businesses are not able to sustain it for more than 1 year. This data is absolutely appalling, because everyone is talking about digital transformation. Everyone wants to get into this space. Everyone is, spending money, literally spending money in getting themselves digitally transformed, but they just don't know what to do because they are missing out on crucial steps before getting into the digital transformation journey.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everyone talks about the future. Everyone is talking about machine learning. Everyone's talking about artificial intelligence. Everyone's talking about bots. Everyone's talking about things which they read on Google and they get fascinated about. People are going to YouTube, watching those videos, coming here and talking about those things and saying, I am digitally transformed. And when I go and consult them and ask them, all right, what is the digital transformation that you've done? Sir, humne app banaya hai. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's a fantastic step towards digital transformation. It is not digital transformation at all. So, what is it that this data is telling us? The positive side of this data is everyone wants to get into digital transformation. And the good part about this is that this is a huge opportunity. Why is it a huge opportunity? Is because every time the industrial revolution happens, it takes around 25 to 30 years in between minimum to have an industrial revolution. And this is where Industry 4.0 is something that is going to bring about a change in people's lives. Not only is the government talking about it, even the private enterprises are very gung-ho about it. But the only myth that people have is that manufacturing industries are the only ones who are going to be a part of the Industry 4.0 revolution. While it started with the manufacturing industries because of the Make in India initiative, Industry 4.0 is here to stay, and it is for all industries, irrespective of which industry they are in.
Absolutely.
From the smallest of businesses to the largest of businesses, from a small scale industry to an SME to an MSME to a corporate to a multi-million industry. Everyone will be a part of this industry 4.0 revolution, and that is something that you need to think about. So what are the steps that are really, really crucial for any industry 4.0 revolution? Anyone I go to and anyone I speak to, and this is something that I'm quoting from 2 months back, wherein a client came to me saying, this COVID thing has really tarnished my business. I want to get into digital transformation, and I asked him one simple question: do you really know what do you want to do in the next 4 or 5 years? Do you have a blueprint ready with you? And he said, why to have a blueprint? We want digital transformation. Isn't it a simple methodology to implement? And I said, yeah, while it sounds very easy, if you don't have a blueprint with you, there is no point in going forward, because any transformation that you do is not going to help you out. So the next question he asked me is, what are the simple steps in which I can achieve digital transformation? And I said, all right, if I were to really tell you in a very, very simple fashion, how is it that you can get into a digital transformation, is first understand your why. What is the blueprint that you have? What is the kind of business that you are in? If you
Yes.
understand that business, if you know where to take it, it becomes a lot easier to have it visually in front of you and take it forward. The second is, look at your existing processes, look at your existing systems, and see whether they are falling into the lean methodology. Now, many people also think that lean is for manufacturing, but I am coming from a complete service background, and I've been using lean all my life. So, Anshu, you are a lean expert, so you will be able to tell about it more. But I'm very, very sure that you will, resonate with my thoughts and say lean is for everyone. So look at those processes, look at the lean mechanism, and then move to business process transformation, which can lead to your digital transformation.
So, Brihad, I would like to. I've been very, very interestingly, listening to your your suggestions and your thought process, because so I'll just give a little background about me before I jump into, in terms of more details about it. So I come from 18 plus years of experience on from a corporate side of business process engineering and digital transformation implementation. There's no technology which I've not understood and deployed it. When I say I don't know technology, I'm not a technology person. But what I know is that does business need? What is their why, where they would require that? And how do you stitch that into the processes from a customer side of it, from the value side of it? And once you do that, you will always require people around it. So, and anyway, so that is what I had been doing. I've been kind of worked with various corporate, hundreds of global MNCs, giving them $100 million+ of hard savings by now by delivering 1,000+ projects. And that's what my experience had been. 7 years ago, when I lost my job due to the market crisis, I was the youngest vice president in one of the global MNC out there, and I was the most highest earning person at that point in time. Now, when I started and ventured into the entrepreneurship journey at that point in time, I had nobody to support me, no mentor to support me. The only person who was, only thing which supported me was understanding of the process, the understanding of the digital transformation. And whichever venture I've got into, the only thing which I made sure is that it should have the right process, it should have the right technology, and it should have a long sighted vision. Like when I started my venture Bringle Academy almost 5 years ago, we started with webinars. People are now talking about webinars. We have been conducting these webinars for the last 5 years now. uh, 2016, we set up 30 plus, 20 plus centers with 30,000 plus students trained in just 18 months time. And 2018, we set it up this virtual skill development center, bringleacademy.com, through which we have scaled up this business to a 1 million learners community and 17,000 plus experts today spread across 140 plus countries. And that's how the kind of reach which we have been able to get it, because of the right processes and the digital transformation. And the best part is that the team size is pretty small. So I was managing with 40 plus team members, and today I don't have even 5-member team, while I'm managing such a large network. So the point what I'm trying to say is that digital transformation is a buzzword right now. And but before that, before even you go to the digital transformation, you should know about your business value. You should know about what processes needs to be done. What are the KPIs are available? What are your operational excellence? Like you mentioned about lean. Lean is not just a methodology which is applied in manufacturing. Lean is a concept which is now widely used in services. I have deployed that in insurance. I've deployed that in BFSI entire industry. I've deployed that in travel, logistics, shipping. Market research, your banking divisions, your airline industry, all industries put together. Be it big, as you said, micro to macro. Whether it is a micro industry or a small or a medium or a macro organization, whichever organization it is, they're deploying that onto this concept, and they're coupling it up with Six Sigma as well. So it is now only not lean, it is more of a lean Six Sigma approach, because I am a lean Six Sigma master black belt certified and a PMP certified professional. So I've kind of understood all those aspects in a much more detailed way. And I would like to share one of the example from one of the corporate, okay, a big IT company, and I'm not naming that company because of that thing, but this company had been spending millions of dollars for the last couple of years. And to develop this solution called RPA, the robotic process automation, everybody is so gung-ho about that, putting RPA, AI, and stuff like that. Now they've been putting that into their process, thinking that they will be able to reduce their 20% of workforce. Now, at the end of 3 years of deployment, they were actually sitting with 20% additional workforce. The work which was supposed to be completed in a lead time of, let's say a quick minute or within a fraction of seconds, was taking more time than it was taking it earlier with the manual effort. Now, the example why I've shared this with, and they had the automation percentage, they were trying to automate the things. The operational efficiency which they had was only 2%. Even after spending such a huge amount of money. So the point what I'm trying to say is that because of these big companies who can afford it, they've been trying to deploy these solutions. A lot of small companies, startups, businesses, small and medium owner businesses, they kind of struggle to think that why can't we deploy it? They get so perplexed and, amazed and, overwhelmed with these concepts of artificial intelligence, blockchain, and all those things. But in my opinion, it should be first of all linked to a basic business value, right? Find out the right business processes which is adding value to the customer. You are adding those processes which are adding value to your businesses, for which customer is ready to pay for that effort. And eventually, once you get that done with the set of people, once your process gets formalized, then only the concept of digital transformation comes in. In fact, even that level, I was talking to one of the webinars in Vasme, where we did a 4-week series. Now, one of the persons asked me a question that, everywhere we're talking about these high-end technologies, AI, ML, blockchain. What is it MSME can do? They can't afford these things. And the good news is, they don't have to. Because for them, digital transformation could be usage of a simple CRM software. The digital transformation could be using of a simple accounting software. But then it has to be clear out with respect to your business vision, the value you are trying to create, which you were mentioning about that, the why part of it, Burhan. And this is what, I'm kind of, while you have shared a lot of examples from the industry of MSME, I thought I'll just bring this back to the corporate and link it to how MSMEs are getting overwhelmed with the deployment of these high-end technologies.
So let me just put it a little bit in a story format for people to understand this a lot easier. I remember I was doing a change management session for one of my clients, and I said this story. 2 years back, I had gone to Nepal with my family, and we went to a jungle safari. And while we were going on the jungle safari, generally we've seen jeeps and all of that go, but this time we saw an elephant, and there was an elephant rider, and I was a little scared at that point in time, saying, if we go on the elephant, and what if the rhinoceros or the cheetah or the leopard or somebody attacks us, because they are strong animals. So I went to the elephant rider and I just spoke to him, and the elephant rider told me a very simple thing, and this learning has been with me for a long period of time, which is why I'm bringing this here, because probably industry 4.0 is that. He said, you know what, sir, elephant is technically perceived as the strongest animal in the jungle, and they respect the elephant a lot. So if you are sitting on the elephant, they will not even touch you. If anything goes wrong, I am there to guide the elephant, because the elephant has been mentored by me. It has been maneuvered by me, so I will be taking care of those things. And the typical design thinker in me said, "Ab meko sawal puchne hai, let me ask a question." I said, you just said that elephant is perceived as the strongest animal, and it can of course tarnish everything around. So what if we are sitting on the elephant and it goes mad? What will you do at that point in time? And he said, if God forbid something like that happens, then of course you can't do anything because that is not under our control. But it has never happened in the past because we have ensured and we have understood the elephant properly. So while it is the strongest animal, it has its pros and cons. Sir, don't you also worship the elephant in the form of Lord Ganesha? You do that, right? I mean, so there are different forms of the elephant that you can see. And as an elephant rider, I know my elephant very, very well. I know exactly what its strengths are. All it needs is three things. The first thing that it needs is clarity. It needs what is the elephant supposed to do. We have trained the elephant in a way that it has to take you through the jungle safari, ensure that it has to stop at relevant places, and of course I will be maneuvering those pieces, and it has to bring you back safely. So that's the clarity that it has. The second thing is the direction that I want to give the elephant. Because when I'm sitting over there, the elephant doesn't have its own brain कि उसको यहाँ जाना है, वहाँ जाना है. It can get carried away sometimes. Because it's a strong animal, it can do whatever it wants to. So I have to give it direction, and that is why I'm sitting along with you. So you don't need to fear because I'm going to be giving you that direction. And the third thing is I instill the belief in this elephant that you can guide other elephants to become like you and help the other fellow members to get through the jungle safari. So the three things about clarity, about direction, and about instilling belief are exactly the same thing that is required in digital transformation today. Most of the businesses don't have clarity on what they want to do. Why is it that they want to do a digital transformation? And what is in it for them when they do digital transformation? Number two, when they ask for direction, they ask for direction in bits and pieces, saying that हमारे पास Google Map है, हम Google Maps से देख के पहुंच जाएंगे, but they don't know however updated the Google Maps is. End of the day, if you get stuck, हम पान पट्टी वाले से जाके बात करते हैं या आसपास वालों से पूछते हैं. The best way to do it is know the direction yourself, so that you don't need to ask anyone for help. But even if you need to ask someone for help, you should be very sure that this person knows exactly where I want to go and he understands that this is the direction that I want to go to. And the third thing is they themselves need to believe that this business has to move forward. That optimism somewhere gets lacking because of the fear, because of the skepticism. And that's exactly where our steps come into picture. Why I keep harping on design thinking or designing your blueprint or emotional intelligence or lean thinking or business transformation is simple. With these steps, you become or you can manage your elephant. Today, you are sitting on the elephant. You don't know where to go. It's so strong that it can either do complete damage or it can give you total power, and both are extremes. How do you manage that balance is something that we want to tell you that you can do when you take the first step towards digital transformation.
So, Brunal, what I understand is that what you're mentioning out here is that in your designing your blueprint, you are going to help businesses in terms of creating the entire blueprint for maybe a 5 years, 10 years plan, what they should be doing, why they are doing it. I mean, of course, the why part is more important out there, and why they are doing it, how they are going to do it, and what is that they have to do to make sure that their future is bright, or they really move towards industry 4.0 transformation. And when this happens, during that, you will be taking the concept of design thinking, emotional intelligence, lean thinking, and digital transformation. Put that mix together, they'll be able to create an entire blueprint for themselves. Is my understanding correct?
Absolutely. And not only will it be a 5-10 year blueprint, with the kind of changing times that we are witnessing right now, with the kind of disruptions that we're witnessing, the blueprint will be so adaptable and so tweakable that in case any thing like a pandemic comes into the picture, wherein things are not in your control and all of that, you will still be able to sustain business for quite some time, and that is how robust the blueprint will be. So, Anshav and I, both of us, of course, will be working with all the businesses in order to help them to understand the why, what, and the how. Because what's important is a mixture of all of the three. A typical consultant will come and give you nice theories, nice models, and nice vision and go away. But that's not what we're going to do. We're not going to give you gyan. That's not the purpose. The intent and the purpose is to ensure that your business grows. Because if your business grows, simply our also business grows. So, it's like, we are going to run it like our own business. And that is exactly where the combined experience is going to help you to understand what is happening, number one, in the industry. Number two, the trends. How is it that those trends can be adapted and put into your business? And number three, do you really need those big things, or do you want to do smaller changes and grow in the longer run? All of that completely customized to ensure that you get what you want at the end of the day is our intent. Our intent is not to do something which is jargonized, which is something which sounds very good but is not implementable. That's not the way we work. And this is why the step-by-step process that we're going to give them is going to cover their why, what, and how.
Absolutely right. And I think, Bruhad, you have touched a very important point. It's all about, holistic transformation today. It's not about knowing only a digital transformation or, having a problem. Because when you start your business, the first thing which you should be very clear about your business model. What is there? Who is your customer? Why will that customer buy it from you? Before even go out and selling your product. So that blueprint should be available with you. Once that is available, then you go and try it out with the customer. And probably that is where your, initial level of product, which we always known as minimum viable product, something which you launch it into the market and understand that how it is, being tested, or, how it's being liked by the customer. Once they start liking it up, you kind of slowly work with them and develop a complete customer experience lifecycle journey, by which you can do a better sales and marketing. You do a pull marketing rather than a, pushing sales to them, which is not the word today. Nobody likes cold calling and nobody likes to get disturbed in between their work. So it is better that they reach out to you and work on that influencer marketing options. And who can be the best influencer than you? The CEO of the company. You are the CEO of the company. Whether you have a couple of one or two co-founders with you, whether you have 5-10 member team, whether you have 50-100 team, or a 300 or a 400 member team, or maybe 1,000 plus. In fact, nowadays, every big company founders are coming out in open and talking and connecting with the public. You talk about Anand Mahindra, you talk about Google best Jeffos, Bill Gates, your Steve Jobs used to come in. Even Mukesh Ambani is now coming out in open and talking about it. He's also widely, in that he's coming in, we're going to various forums. So remember, you are the business owner. You are the CEO of your brand. You have to become a brand. People want to connect with people today. They don't want to connect with logos or businesses or models and things like that. So I think that kind of an approach, once they are more connected to the customer, they'll be able to understand their pain points much better. The third aspect, once they come in, once they reach to that customer, they know their customer. I think that more important thing is going to be important, how they're going to deliver the promises which they have committed. And that is where your right processes has to be developed, wherein how you will take it up from your marketing level to the sales, to the delivery, to feedback, and then continuous improvement, putting it back into the marketing. It's a complete continuous cycle which you need to manage it out in your process excellence journey around it. And in my opinion, after that, only the digital transformation comes in, because first your processes has to be fine tuned. It has to be done by the people so that you can maneuver it. You can do some changes around it. You can fine tune your processes. What are the data you need to capture? What is the kind of platform? Use small platforms. Maybe sometimes, I don't even recommend business owners to use CRM packages or, all those platforms, even before they have got some 10,000 or 20,000 leads or customers around it, because they can manage those data in an Excel sheet very easily. Unless you have millions of customers, you will definitely need a CRM. But for managing couple of thousands or maybe, few 10,000s of data can be managed in Excel. You can know your customer much better. So your team should be ready for that. And then finally, your any kind of aspect becomes in terms of accounting, financing, legal part, IPR, investment, fundraising, all that you will be ready, and it will eventually take its own path. So that's how the holistic transformation will take place into this. Yeah, sorry, over to you.
No, you're absolutely right, and that's the entire thing. Understanding what you guys need is something that we're going to do. We are not going to push anything because we have the toolkit with us. All you need to do is tell us what is it that you need. We just pick up those tools and help you, instill those in order to take you forward. And like
Absolutely.
Answer said, because it's about holistic transformation, there is no point in talking about we are going to be a digital transformation specialist, or we're going to be a behavioral specialist, or we're going to be a functional specialist. It's about holistic transformation. And this
Absolutely.
is where we want to introduce you to the first step in this holistic transformation that, of course, Ansha will tell you about. But think about this for a minute. What if whatever investment you do, any program investment that you do or any consulting investment that you do, you start seeing the ROI on the go before even the consulting contract is over. How will you feel? Now, I pause this video whenever you're watching it and think about it for a minute, that you've invested some money and on the go you are starting to see results, and at the end of the entire tenure you're already seeing 100% ROI over there. Along with that ROI, once you continue or sustain that piece for, let's say, 3 months to 6 months, you're going to get around 400 to 500% ROI, because you already started seeing the benefits right during the program implementation. And that is something that we want to give you today. This is a methodology that has helped major corporates, major SMEs, major MSMEs, and all of that grow their business by 500%. All right. And that is where this entire methodology comes into picture. You go to Harvard, you go to an MIT, you go to IDEO, you go to Stanford, you go to UCLA, you name the top institutes in the entire globe, and they will charge you no less than INR 250,000 for this particular course.
Wow.
And I'm saying 250,000 for this particular, they will charge no less than that. But just because they are big brands, just because they have a thappa, so to say, they're going to give that to you, and all you will do is come back with a paper saying, I have done something like this. But who will apply it
Absolutely.
for you? Who will help you to understand, adapt, tweak it, and ensure that it fits in your business? Simple copy paste करके हम हॉलीवुड को और बॉलीवुड को गाली देते हैं that Bollywood movies are literally adapting from the Hollywood movies and ये copy paste है. So what are you doing then? And this is exactly where we come in. The INR 250,000 that we're talking about is going to come to you at a price which you're not going to believe. And that is the price that I will leave Anshav to say, because when I say it, I start jumping, कि इतने में मिल रहा है, तो मेरे को ले लेना चाहिए. That's how it is.
No, thank you so much, Brad. And I think I would also like to share with all of the people that our earlier batch of experts who have kind of benefited not only for themselves, they started their own businesses, but they are helping so many corporates, they're helping MSMEs and SMEs as well. And so the point what I'm also trying to want to add out here is that, and I think we will be sharing that link with all of them, is about our graduation day, the last graduation day, in the link which you will be getting after the webinar, or you can find it out in the description section if you're watching it on live on social media. So you will get that link over there. Now remember that this entire methodology is not about one technique. While it could be called as it's the first step towards holistic transformation. You cannot reach to the 10th step by jumping to the 10th step directly. You have to take it step by step by step. And this is the first step towards Industry 4.0 transformation. So even if you want to go to 4.0, you have to start from 1.0. Now, this is the 1.0 for you right now. And Bruhad has been very, very kind enough to give this kind of things in a very throwaway prices, because the reason why we do it, and this is why, I want to share this thing with you. We at Bringle are also working towards transforming 1 billion lives and 1 million lives and eventually get 100 unicorns, which means that we have to reach so many people, so many businesses, and it is not possible unless we make it really, really affordable. So one, it has to be affordable. Second, it needs to be reachable and approachable to everybody. Third, it should be applicable to everybody. Fourth, it should be very, very hand-holding, which should be there, because you cannot work on these concepts just by learning and getting a certificate. Like what Burhat mentioned, at the end of spending 2.5 lakh rupees, what you are going to get is nothing but a certificate. What is the value you are going to use? What is that you are going to do with that certificate? That information, in fact, that is not even a knowledge, because nobody is figuring it out whether you have really converted that into a skill. In fact, if you have that is the difference between a knowledge and a skill. Knowledge is something which you acquire as a information. Skill is something, how do you apply it into that? And what we work at Virtual Skill Development Center, that is what we are focusing upon, is utilizing your talent, utilizing your knowledge, upskilling you to apply that thing, handhold you at whenever you have a challenges over there. So what is that you are going to get in this is, you are going to get a complete blueprint how you can create for the next 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years as well for you. You are going to get a complete blueprint of doing an emotional intelligence, which itself, if you want to do a training, will cost at least 2.5 lakh rupees additional on that. We are going to work with you, giving you the basics aspects of your personal branding. We are going to give you a basic aspects of how to create your different product levels and launch your products into the market. We are going to work with you what kind of technology framework, what kind of automation framework you should be developing it for your business, and we'll be working hand in hand with you. You will be part of our lifetime access to our WhatsApp group, where me and Bruhat would be sharing any kind of problems you'll be facing over there. We have another co-founder at Bringle called Sharmila Devatia. She has been working especially into the inclusive segment. She herself is a cerebral palsy patient, and she'll also will be there to support you on any kind of things in terms of inclusivity. If you're working towards persons with disabilities, what kind of aspects you should be taking care of it, from a concept point of view as well as from a technology point of view. So it is going to be the complete industry 4.0 transformation. So this is how you are going to transform from one level to the fourth level. But remember, the first level is going to be aware about this entire thing, and do not try to jump onto the second or third level, because there would be a lot of people who will tell you that I will just do digital transformation of yours. You just tell me your problem, and you will probably get lured by that because you don't have to do effort. They will say, I will come and do everything for you. But believe me, like Bruhat said, like I have seen that people have spent millions of dollars. The only reason why people today talks about RPA is dead, because people went directly and deployed that without even thinking where it should be applied, whether it should be required, it is required also or not. What is the right process? If you have to go to the A from a point A to B, and if you do go from A to C to D and all that, then come to B, it's a waste process. So all that you need to manage, and all that you will get to know in this program. And this is going to be a complete handholding program. On that, we'll get you a complete report. It will be complete e-learning modules which will be available and supported on through the WhatsApp. We'll get your program, your final module ready, and take you to the industry 2.0, the second step, and eventually to 4.0. So this is how the transformation will happen. I am not going to give you the pricing right now, but of course it is not going to be 2.5 lakh rupees to 4 lakh or 5 lakh rupees. But what I remember is the cost price is somewhere around 50,000 rupees, which we initially was thinking about it. And because of some special offers, it might come down to somewhere around 25,000 rupees as what we were thinking about it last time. But if you get to see the offer much lesser than that, please do not miss it. Take it, because that could be a very one-time offer you might be getting in. So remember that entire concept of 5 lakh rupees worth of information or knowledge or hand-holding which you are going to get. And I told you the pricing 25,000 rupees. But remember that it may be much lesser than that. So I don't know, because pricing team keeps doing those offers, running those offers over there. So I don't want to disclose that. You please wait till the end of the webinar, or if you're watching it on social media, you will find that link in the chat section, comment section, and you can go through that, link it to, click on that and join it now. I will be looking forward to see you all in our WhatsApp group. Once you join that program, you have to go into the course section. I will send you you go into the course section. There will be something called WhatsApp group joining, and click on that and come to our WhatsApp community, and we will be there to handhold you forever. There will be a lot of other design thinkers who are available there. There are other business owners who will be part of it and will be really helping you out towards that. So now, Bruhat, one last question I would like to ask from you. Who is this program for? Who can take the benefit from this program?
All right. So I've been asked this question a lot of times, and the simple answer to this is anyone. I was coaching a homemaker in design thinking some time back. I was coaching, a student in emotional intelligence some time back. I was, coaching a service industry person in lean thinking some time back. So, see, the idea over here is not to think about, yeah, I am doing this business, can I apply? I am doing this, can I apply? It's not about a specific industry. It's not about a specific function. It's not about a specific person. It's about understanding your core, making sure that that core moves to the next level and you become the next better version of yourself. That's all I want to say. And to just add on to what Anshav said, it is not 25,000. It is way, way below that. And Anshav is going to kill me because, the pricing team and I work together
Brad,
sometimes to give you those offers. But yeah, the idea over here is for you to understand that it's not about the money. It's about the kind of value that you get from every money, every penny you spend. And if you listen to whatever our last batch has told about, you would have realized that by the time they ended their entire journey with us, they actually earned around 5x times of whatever they had invested. So
absolutely.
during the entire course, they earned 5x times. Now I don't even know how much they're earning. Probably they are earning more than me and Anshav are at this point in time. And I'm very happy for them
Good
because
point.
at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
that is what we want. We want you to actually earn from this entire thing, and your business should grow. So, to answer your question, anybody can actually go ahead and apply for this.
Thank you so much, Brad. And definitely, we are there with you because, as I said, we have to help 100,000 people. Then it is going to take time. It has to reach wider. And that is why the prices has to be really, really affordable. It cannot be to the prices of 4 lakh, 5 lakh rupees, or even probably 25,000 rupees. I mean, I know that you've been, really stressing upon that it should not be that high as well. And it should be really, really affordable so that even a student can afford. And that is the beauty of it. And what I would recommend all of you is that if you're a business owner, do this program yourself first. Understand the entire concept of from level 1 to level 4 yourself. Go from industry level 1, which is the design thinking, and then eventually go to the digital transformation. In fact, the value creation, the finance part of it, which is going to be the core aspect of it. Work on that model, go on to that till that level, and then you start giving out your other employees or co-founders and ask them also to go through this course. Because remember, you may not be the expert, you might have deployed that, but you might not be the expert. So it is very important for all of you to deploy it, learn it, and then ask others to go through this program. Do not try to teach others, because you may not learn the entire concept. We have got the industry experience, we know a lot of aspects, but you may not know all of that right now. You are still learning. So bring all of your employees into the program, and looking forward each of you in the design thinking community, or I would say holistic transformation community, which is going to be a design your future. So let's, with this, I would like to say thank you for all of you to joining this session, listening to us till this level. And I'm telling you, you are among the top 5% of action takers who have reached till the end. So if you have reached till the end, please take the next step and come to the top 1% of the contributors, and design your future, design your organization, and help growing the economy. The MSME segment itself is going to be $216 billion by 2024. E-learning industry is going to be $398 billion industry by 2026. This is how every industry is growing: infrastructure, real estate, finance, manufacturing, retail, e-commerce. You talk about anything, every industry is growing. And if you can do, I mean, if you want to do it, you are the business owner, you can do it. You can definitely do it. Looking forward to see you all. And I would like to wish you a very, very all the best, and keep bringing, keep growing.
All right, see you there.
See you there.